We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2-DAVID-P. And for all the talk this week about video games as where we should be looking to understand the causes of mass shootings, something that has been widely debunked academically and which I have resisted all week and resisted it with fact, I got a very interesting voicemail which says, it's one thing to just say video games are causing violence, but did the shooters play video games? Because we haven't heard a thing about that. Take a listen to this voicemail, very astutely making this point.
Hey, David. Appreciate the work you're doing. Just curious why nobody's asking about their gamer histories. If, the talking point is that these guys are all on video games nonstop and this is a thing, convincing them to kill people. I never see on any news outlet the question being asked about their gaming history. Obviously, they typically bring this point up when it's a younger person, and most of these mass shootings aren't committed by young people all the time, but yet nobody ever asks. These things are logged. The Xboxes, the PlayStations, their hours are logged, and especially if they're playing live against other people, there's a record of all that. And so I'm curious why nobody ever asked to see their gaming history or if the police have ever even looked into it. Appreciate it. Hopefully talk about it. Talk to you later.
This is why I love hearing from the audience. This is why we have the voicemail number 219-2-DAVID-P. I'm in this stuff all day, and sometimes very obvious things just go over my head because I'm sort of in too deep. I lose perspective of some of the basic questions. When Trump talks about video games in the context of the shooting, when the Texas lieutenant governor talks about video games in the context of the shooting, when whoever is talking about video games, do we know if any of these shooters even played video games? It wouldn't even make it a causal relationship. But what are we even talking about unless they actually played video games? And so far, we've heard nothing about it. Now, to be clear, even if they did, it would be merely a correlation, a correlative relationship, correlated relationship. What word am I looking for here? It would not actually prove causation, but it would at least give us something to start with. Did any of these people even play video games? How much were they playing? What games were they playing? Unless we can actually defend these allegations about video games, they're quite frankly irresponsible to even be making. Really great voicemail. Very much appreciate it. Leave yours at 219-2-DAVID-P. On today's bonus show, we will talk about Joaquin Castro doubling down after he tweeted the names of Trump donors in San Antonio. Of course, that is public information. Donor information is public. A man has been charged with assaulting a 13-year-old because the 13-year-old didn't remove their hat during the national anthem. Very bizarre story. And also we will talk about the possible connection between vaccines and sorting out the problems with cow emissions that impact the climate of planet Earth. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. 2 ways to get access to the bonus show. Number 1, become a member at davidpakman.com/membership. Number 2, become a patron at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. I'll speak to you then.